Hello Space Engineers, welcome back to Hephaestus Prime. I'm Wellington6012. How's everybody doing? I hope you are well. So what are we up to today? Well, I'll talk about that a little bit later. First we'll have a little bit of a recap. So I've been down here, or over here, in the Western Desert for the last couple of episodes. So if you recall, or if you're new to the series, I just shot over here to visit the trading post, maybe grab some zone chips, which they don't currently have in stock. And nuts. But anyway, I thought while I was here I would take out a very small, tiny, insignificant outpost that was nearby, which turned out to be quite a large outpost. But anyway, possession's 9/10 of the law, it's mine now. And when you left me, I was going to spend just a couple of hours off camera to put in some last little fine details and that sort of thing. And yeah, it turned into the whole night. So the sun's come up again, that's how much I've done. So there is the outpost, the Western Frontier Outpost, and yeah, I put in that extra turret out the back, but we'll have a little bit of a look around. So if we come in here out of the rain, gosh, it's been raining all night. Oh, I'm glad it's drying here. Now, it has been a rather large space to fill, so first of all, we've got some sort of seating here, and if we come around here into the kitchen, a few shelves. Yeah, a little bit of a kitchen in here, so I figure this is sort of a place where you could get your troops to come and have a little bit of a break, and yeah, there's just a very small complement of people that sort of look after it. I did put a toilet down here, which sensors on the doors, so it does shut behind you, although saying that those doors have got windows. Okay, not very private, but anyway. Over here we've got just a little bit of storage, shelves and lockers and things. Again, just sort of trying to fill up the void a bit. And I think you saw that sort of area last time, but this is a new area. Again, just a nice little comfy place to sit down and have a rest, have a break from the trials and tribulations of outside. Got that mezzanine floor up there, and it was tempting to go up another level in here, but I decided no, we'll keep it all nice and open, and yeah, I'm actually really happy with how this came out. Now, around here I've got a little bit of a control centre for my weapons, for my defences. So yeah, just some pictures there. This is why it sort of took quite a while, because of all these graphics and stuff I put in. So I can jump into the various guns and whatnot. So this is the one up on the roof. There's the new turret that I put in out the back. So we've got everything pretty covered. And yeah, this is actually what I want to do back at the main base a little bit later, and what I have been sort of planning to do. I'll talk about that on the trip back. Nothing really changed in there, but if we go upstairs into the mezzanine, I've done a little bit of work up here. So I think those shelves and crates were there last time. And a little bit of a desk. Power supply. So power systems I've worked a bit on. In fact, those batteries were a bit low, so turn the reactor on with a 15-minute charge time, so that'll turn off a little bit later. And these are some power efficiency sort of buttons there, which I'll show you again in a minute. Bit of a conference table, briefing table. Obviously we've got a pirate base quite nearby, and where is it? Just over there, 8.6 Ks. So yeah, this is a sort of room that we're having a bit of a talk about our neighbours and what we're going to do about them. Again, some nice graphics up on the wall, and it took a little bit to figure out the Space Engineers to image LCD thing, getting those the widescreens rather than the square ones. A few props and things up here, a little bit of a laboratory just sitting around the back. So I haven't really done a lot with this half of the base. So that is pretty much it really. I'll just grab some stuff before we head over to the trading post. Just a couple of contracts, acquisition contracts that I need to finish off. So just need to make some explosives, just 8 of those in this exec, and ingots. So silicon I've got, but I did need some magnesium, but I don't have enough. Okay, never mind. Now the power systems, what I've done is I've linked everything up, like all the interior lights, anything that sort of uses a bit of power, and have the on off, same as what I did over at the Southern Gateway Outpost. So when I'm not here, it sort of shuts everything down. And yeah, so a little bit darker now, but yeah, all the important stuff still works, so I can operate doors and things like that. So this one here is not opening. Oh, the sensors are also turned off, but the doors are working, so yeah, it just puts it in a low power mode. So let us head into the centipede, and yeah, we've spent a good 3 days down here, so it's been good here, but time to head home to Fort Rutherford and get out of the desert with the desert rain. And yeah, on the way back there is a little outpost, and it's not a little outpost like this was a little outpost that turned into a big massive outpost. It's a little outpost which it's on the way. I can't remember exactly where it is, but yeah, we'll probably take that out and just give the angry lime launching on the back of the centipede a bit of a test. So yeah, that's, you would have, last episode I was just, as I was trailing off, I did do a little bit of a test with that, and yeah, it works really well. I do lose a little tiny bit of altitude, but really having the drone on the back does not inhibit the flight controls whatsoever, really. And now that I have the module built, I am seriously considering whether actually I have a little sort of portable jet thing on the back that I can just say here, you know, duck off over to the trading post. Thing is, I have got the flyer though, so that kind of does that job. And the other thing I'm considering is whether I build another angry lime and actually just bring it down here and leave it here too. So that's some thoughts that I'm having. Not for today, because today we're going the other direction, we're going home. But yeah, we'll just park up here and have a quick look in the trading post, see whether they have refreshed their store, that it's got some zone chips. I mean, I've bought zone chips here before, but they just don't appear to be in the inventory. Unless I bought them all. No, I didn't buy them all though. Just wondering if I bought them all and they're sold out and they don't restock. Anyway, fingers crossed. Alright, let us have a look. There's lots of good stuff in there, but no zone chips. It's a bit unfortunate. Oh well, at least we've got a presence down here now, so it's not going to be such a big issue to come back. And let's just do these contracts. So yeah, I don't have that magnesium power. I'll have to bring that back next time. No problems with those ones. Done, easy peasy, sorted. Alright, so we'll just see if there's any other ones that we can maybe take out, because I cannot resist doing them as much as I try. Canvases, they will be nice and easy, so I'll accept that one. And not too many of those. Too far away. Haven't got any of that. 96. Ooh, it's pretty close, but still in orbit, I think, so not for today. And, oh, there are no more acquisitions. Alright, so let us head out of here and get on our merry way. So yeah, we'll head back to that outpost, wherever it is. I'm sure it's along the way, and try and get back to Fort Rutherford before it gets dark. So I'll take off and start heading in that direction, and we'll just have a real quick chat about what I'm sort of going to do next, because it sort of plays into what we were talking about before. Just get up and away, heading in the right direction. There we go, just over yonder. So we'll head back sort of along the canyons, and yeah, it's over there somewhere. Anywho, yeah, so in the Frontier Outpost, the Western Frontier Outpost, I did that little area for controlling the Gatling guns and stuff. Now, I did think about whether I was going to do that over at the Southern Gateway Outpost, but that was only a tiny little outpost. So it was quite good to do it here, just as a little bit of a trial run, I guess, because it is something that I did want to do back at Fort Rutherford and have a decent sort of armory in there. So a place just inside the blast doors, which has facility for getting your gear ready, you know, so all your spacesuits and whatnot. But also some, I guess, what do you call them? Just like control seats with all the various stuff that you would need to sort of control the turrets and status of them. So yeah, so that's what I'm going to do when we get back today. Going to work through that. So it'll just be tucked inside the blast door there. So if I do have any nasties heading my way, then I'll just quickly run into there and I'll be able to jump into a seat and take control of exactly what turret I want, and yeah, so that's the sort of plan there. But of course first we need to get back to Fort Rutherford, which is still another 60 odd k's away, and yeah, there'll be an outpost somewhere between here and there, so bring on the transition slide. Found it, don't worry, you can stop looking. So yeah, just one of those little ones that I've taken, yeah, a few of these. So yeah, if I just take out the turret on the back of it, then I'll be able just to probably grind off the ones that are on the front and inside. Now the Angry Line does have a launch timer, so we can just set that going, and fingers crossed it's still there. Awesome, marvellous, that's good. Because, yeah, it could have been catastrophic if I released it and it just fell off. Anyway, hindsight's 2020. So there is our little base. So if I come around the back here, that is the back side of it, and one carefully placed missile should render it pretty much defenseless from this side. And then, yeah, I'll just I'll get in there with my grinder, I think. Now I've only got the one storage module on, so I'm not going to be able to take everything from it. But we'll see how much we can fit in there. We're not far from Mount Edison. It's I thought it was actually a lot sort of further west than this, but no, it's sort of just tucked under the mountains here. I think we're in range now, so we'll squeeze a missile off, steady it up. And I do believe that that has taken care of that. Right, let's get back to the centipede. We'll park this up. I could have landed the centipede, but I'm really just keen to try this and see whether I could do a aerial deployment and aerial recovery. So we'll head back now, and fingers crossed that all works. Haha, success. There we go. Right, there is a docking timer in here. I think, yeah, phase 3. That should do everything. Let me just double check. It doesn't do the connector, so we'll just connect that up. And then we'll just trigger that. I don't think that's on the number 8 toolbar. I don't think that is the phase 3. I think it's phase 1. So there it is. There we go, that's shut all of that down. Now actually I could put the connector and put a lock on that phase 3 and put it on the toolbar. And that way, because I think it's set up that way for the autopilot, but it wouldn't actually make any difference. Yeah. Oh, something to sort out next time or another day. For now, we will focus on getting the centipede down to the outpost, coming at it from behind, where it does not have any defences. And yeah, we'll chop this up and take it back to the base. Well, as much as we can, because as I say, it's not going to all fit in there. And then we'll get on with our armory. Alright, the sooner I start growing this thing down, the sooner I finish, I'll guess. Yeah, I should have probably bought the grinder module with me, but yeah.
Inventory
never mind. It's not that big a thing, and as I say, I have only got the one storage module with me today, so Now, I do believe that you have seen me grind these down before, so let us skip ahead a little while. Okay, that is all done. I got most of it. You can see there's a bit of stuff left. Now the thing is that is heavy armor, so yeah, that's taken up quite a bit of room in my storage, which is why there's a bit left. And of course, yeah, it took forever to grind down, because each of those blocks pretty much filled up my inventory by itself. Those metal grids take up a bit of space, but aren't that heavy, so we've got a reasonable amount of lift. In saying that, I'm not worried, I'm not nervous, but I think I'll just turn on the hydrogen thrusters as well, just to get over these hills. Oh, big bolt of lightning. Yeah. So, and yeah, the takeover went quite well. So there was 3 particularly very nasty interior turrets, and no solar panels. So as soon as I got the batteries, then that was the end of those 3. So yeah, it was very easy to take over. So that is good news. I guess test with the drone on the back, test successful. So that's awesome. So where are we now? We're still 30k. Oh gosh, we're only like halfway. Right, okay. See you back at the base. Okie pokey, home sweet home. Just land this over here, and then we'll have to empty it, I guess. Well, I have got that sorted that'll suck all the stuff out. Gently does it, don't want to overcook it with all the weight that's on board. There we go. Shut that down and all that off. Right. Right, we'll see how that goes. That should empty relatively quickly. I don't think there's an awful lot on board. I didn't actually check before I left. Let's just have a bit of a look. We're just about empty. Bit of ice. There's actually some grids. No, they're all gone. Been sucked away. That's been sucked away. Awesome. Well, that worked real well. Okay, I'll just get the stuff out of my inventory, and also I'll set the refineries, not refineries, the assemblers to disassemble all this ammo, because I don't need that much, that's for sure. Now, it is a lot better due to a recent update. I don't know exactly when, but it used to be when you loaded up your assemblers to disassemble stuff. It's 4,000 SIU. If you logged off, if you quit the game, when you come back into it, it wouldn't be disassembling. It would be assembling the things that were listed. So I had the situation where I'd be like disassembling 500 things. It'd get through like 400 of them. There'd be 100 left, and then I'd exit the game, come back, and it was starting to make the 500 again. Yeah, not good. But anyway, that's a problem of the past. Now, when I come back into it, they'll just continue disassembling. Right, the other thing was there was quite a bit of ice clogging up my inventories of the base. So not right now, but I will look at starting to produce hydrogen, and I'm thinking that I will put the hydrogen tanks down the back here. So that may be a task for next time. Back to today though, and I need to fix my sign, the one that fell down. Now, I'm not sure what's going on with this. Yeah, I think it's just sort of fallen down. I don't think it's actually been hit by lightning, because that's all intact. And it was just sort of balanced there. It did have a landing gear that was sort of holding it down, but I think that's just let go. So what I may do is, yeah, it's still intact. So I'll make a blueprint of this, and I think I'll actually attach it using a hinge and adapt it down to the small grid. I don't know why I didn't actually do that originally, but yeah, never mind. I'll do that now. Stand by. That hinge really was quite easy. I don't know why I didn't do that originally. That was a lot more than a lot of that faffing around with landing gears and batteries and stuff. Because I remember when I put this together, it took me all sorts of time. But anyway, yeah, a lot easier with the old blueprint. So we'll just finish this off. And then we'll get on with the armory. There we go, all fixed, even better than new. That's awesome. And the old one, I just used the flyer to drop it into the waste disposal over there. Right, on with the armory. I think I might just shut the front door. It's just about sunset. There we go. It's just because I like those doors so much, I like to use them. Right, so yeah, this is where the armory is going to go in here. So I'll start sort of digging out the floor, and then I'll use the fossorial to dig it out. So I'll just keep plodding away at this. I don't think you need to watch me doing all this, and I'll come back when it's done. Be back soon. Alright, all dug out and sorted. So yeah, I use the fossorial and then just tidy up the edges with the hand drill, and then put the floor down and all those sorts of things, so end up with a bit of a blank canvas. So I want to use this big gate door thing. It's new in one of the recent updates, and yeah, I just think it's quite cool, so this seemed like a good place to do it. I had been looking for a suitable location for a little while. Now I'll just put in a few blocks here. So this is essentially going to be where the wall is. The container you can see I've already got there. I'll do the same over here, so I'll put the armory sort of modules with the spacesuits and stuff up against that wall to cover up the rock. Now I want to put in some windows here. I think I'll use those sort of slot type windows. I forget what they're even called, just window wall. Okay, that's what they're called, a window wall. And yeah, I think in the vertical they look quite cool. Yeah, just to improve the aesthetics a little bit in the tunnel, so that it is quite interesting when you come in, because it is such a huge space to sort of fill, and yeah, you don't want to sort of repeat yourself too much. So yeah, I think this will just make quite a nice look. Saying that, I don't know about that sort of recess in the square blocks. Might have to change that. That's just not sitting well with me. There are some sort of curvy or cut off blocks which might just smooth that edge a little bit. Might just get some light on the situation. I'll put that wall up and block all the light in the tunnel. Just putting the props in first, because they will actually be a little bit of an anchor for the rails. The handrails I'm going to put out here. They're quite cool, these containers. They just fill up gaps quite nicely. Yeah, and I just keep with a pretty simple colour palette on them, but do vary it a little bit just to, again, create a bit of interest and a little bit of variety. Hence why, you know, I use that yellow quite a bit. Just, yeah, brightens the place up and creates that interest. So speaking of the yellow rails and things, let's just get the components for those. And yeah, rather than just a single sort of set of stairs, I might put in 3 sets, I think, across the front, just the width of the door. And whether that gets swapped out for a ramp a little bit later is quite a possibility, but I'll just stick with the stairs for now and see how they go. There we go, that's those rails. Just so now they're on the outside, and that frees up the block up on the deck there to, if I need to put in anything like a light on the wall, which I've already put the lights up above it. But yeah, just having them on the outside on the next block is, I find, quite useful. Awesome, and there we go. Yeah, quite happy with that. I mean, I will put the department signs up at some point, but yeah, those windows just are not sitting well with me. I think I can tidy them up. There we go, that's better. Just use those new blocks with the little cut off each corner, and yeah, that's much nicer. Right, now we'll get into placing the armory blocks. I'm going to use the corner pieces in lockers, so there'll be quite large alcoves. And yeah, just them as well. And then I'm just going to put some, like a mezzanine floor upstairs, which, yeah, that's probably not really going to get used for anything, but yeah, just somewhere to mingle, I don't know. So back on the old colour palette, decided to go with the old red this time, which, yeah, it's more so for the spacesuits, because I'm quite often in a red spacesuit. I don't think I'm in a red one today though. Funny thing is, when you change suit in another game save, it doesn't sort of carry over. Like, if I save a red suit in this game, and then I go into another game, which is actually my tutorial videos, I change the suit colour depending on what sort of type of product I'm doing. So like the conveyors and stuff like that, the infrastructure is yellow, and then I have a red for the manufacturing, the ores and that sort of thing. So depending on what I'm actually focused on, reflects in the colour, the sort of colour scheme of the whole video. But anyway, when I do that and I save it in that other game, when I come back into this game, it keeps my suit colour. It doesn't sort of, yeah, stay. Anyway, I guess that's just the suits stick with me rather than the game. But back to building. I'll put some the mezzanine floor and stuff in upstairs. And yeah, I'm quite happy with those armory blocks, those alcoves. I left a gap down the middle just because I think I need a gap down the middle. I'll probably plug it up with something, but just so I can have something on the end. Yeah, whether that's a seat or, yeah, I don't know. But yeah, the mezzanine floor, as I said before, I don't think I'm actually going to be able to do a lot with it because, yeah, it's just the way the blocks work, of course. You can't build anything on top of these. And I don't really want to raise the roof up to have a full block in between to enable me to have another floor. So yeah, I think this will just be sort of decoration up here, or yeah, as I said before, a place to mingle. Although I could build into the wall and put some bathrooms in, because I guess if you come back from a busy day on the battlefield or whatever, and you're all sticky and smelly and covered in enemy's blood, you might want to have a bit of a shower when you get out of your suit. So yeah, okay, I'll have to have a bit more of a think about that. I do sort of want to push on with this. I'm not going to get the armory finished this episode, which is a bit unfortunate, but that's just the way it is. We are getting to the end. But yeah, I want to sort of get it mostly underway at least, so you understand what I'm sort of doing. Because one of the main things for the armory will actually be a control centre for the fort defences. So a control seat that I can jump into and has got graphics up in front of it of all the cameras and that sort of thing. So speaking of that, I want to use the small grid control seat, and there's other things I want to do with the small grid. So I'm going to have to use the rotor to put in like an adapter so I can use the small grid in a couple of panels across the floor that I can build off of. So I'll start off with a panel in this spot because yeah, doing 5x5 small grid squares fits in the whole of a large grid square, so I'll just pop a rotor in there to adapt down. And actually that's going to come up too high, so it actually needs to be down 3 below, because even though the rotors are only like the size of a block, the area that they cover is like 3 blocks I think, so they do extend out quite far past their actual size, so I'll pop it down there. But yeah, the blocks I want to put in, so I'll put some sort of props like Gatling guns and that sort of thing, the small grid ones, just as though they're in storage or something. So that's the sort of that's the plan there. And then on the other side of the room I'll put some control seats like I was saying before. I'll use build vision to, no I won't, because it's not connecting. Let's just dig out some of this rock. There we go. I'll use build vision to add a small head. This type of stuff really is where Build Vision comes into its own. It's quite cool for this type of stuff. So I'm just going to lock everything off, make sure it doesn't move. Pull the rotor back in so it sits below, and then yeah, I can just push it up to the right level. I don't actually need to complete it either, I can just leave it unfinished. So I'll build the blocks up to this level. Now the thing is, even though I can put stuff up here, I think that I'll still be able to actually build off of the sidewall here. So I might even put some shelves or something. It's gone a little bit too high. Let me just persevere with this for a while and let me get it right. Okay, a slight change of plan. So I was struggling a little bit to fit the 1x1 blocks underneath or in amongst the... I don't think I wanted to cut that one. No, that's part of the wall. We need to keep that. Just put that back in. Yeah, I was struggling to keep the blocks within the gap, so they should fit. I've certainly done it before, where a small grid 5 blocks wide by 5 blocks wide is the same gap and fits in the space of a large grid block. But I just was finding it was not working for some reason. And I was overlapping and cutting a block out, and then I overlapped again, cut another block out. Before I knew it, I was missing half the floor just about. So, change of plans. I am going to do the whole floor in small grid, which, yeah, I think will actually work out quite well, especially for the control seats and stuff that I'll put across the other side. Yeah, I think this is a good idea. I've just still got the single rotor as an adapter, and what I'll do is drill out some of this. Yeah, what I'll do is put some landing gears around the edge, and that'll just lock it all in. So yeah, the rotor will make the connection, and the landing gears will keep it rock solid. So that is the plan. The only problem's going to be is that I suspect it's going to take a very long time, because there's going to be, I don't know, probably 1,000 or so blocks that I've got to do. Alright, we shall see you in maybe an eternity or two. Welcome back. That did indeed take a very long time. That's the landing gear, so I'm sort of putting one in each corner just to secure it. That way, yeah, I don't have to worry too much about that rotor being strong enough. It's just really providing a connection. Down that tunnel's the battery room, and if we go in here, this is how it's come out, which is pretty cool actually. A lot of blocks. But that means that I can put small grid stuff in, so I've got these Gatlings and missile turret things there. So again, just as a bit of decoration, I did indeed put the bathroom in here. 2 of those, so one that side and one that side. So that's the room sort of really mostly done now. I've just got to fill it up. So what I'll do now is I'm going to work on the 2 command chairs. I'm just going to put 2 in for now. And yeah, they'll be hooked up to the Gatling turrets. And that's the sort of idea. Also, there'll be the sort of place where I come if I want to pilot the Angry Limes, for instance, as well. So I'll have that all set up. Now, I'm going to have these in the middle of the room. Well, not middle of the room, but sort of out away from the walls. So up on the wall, I'm going to put some screens, and then there'll be some small grid screens in front of these. So similar to the Western Frontier Outpost, I'll take some photos of the turrets and of their targeting, and then I'll put them on the screen. So just, yeah, trying to figure out where to put this. Yeah, so I'll muck around with this because it's going to take a little while, I think. Today has been a very long day for me. Well, a long couple of days actually. I've spread this over a few sessions. I would say it's going to be one of those days where the edit is quite savage. So, Right, I will get on with this. I'll take some photos and I'll put them into the Space Engineer's image to LCD converter and hook them all up. And yeah, that'll be me. So hopefully next episode we'll get on with something else and I'll show you the finished thing. So thanks everybody for watching today. As I say, it was a little bit of a long day today, and yeah, got across everywhere and did heaps, and achieved not much. No, achieved heaps. A nice room in here. So yeah, we'll hopefully see you again next time. So stay safe out there, everybody, and have a good one.